All right, so get this. We're diving into AI today.
The world of artificial intelligence.
You got it. And you sent over this really fascinating article charting like the whole history of AI,
Uh-huh.
where it is now, and even where it might be headed.
Yeah, it's a big topic.
It is.
It really is.
And it's moving fast.
Moving fast, yeah.
So we're going to try to take you on a wild ride through what the article calls
Awesome.
the 4 seasons of AI.
Oh, that's kind of a clever way to think about it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Each era with its own,
Right.
unique flavor, its own breakthroughs.
Exactly. And of course, setbacks.
And we're going to uncover those surprising twists and turns.
Yeah.
Starting with what they call the AI spring.
Okay.
Now, most people, I think, when they think about the beginnings of AI, they go right to that Dartmouth conference in the 50s.
Right. Yeah.
But this article digs even deeper, all the way back to 1942.
It's fascinating how the seeds of a scientific revolution are often found,
Yeah, in the imaginations of artists.
Yeah.
In this case, it was science fiction author Isaac Asimov who really got the ball rolling,
Yeah. Wait, Asimov.
Yeah,
The robot guy.
the very same.
Yeah.
His short story, Runaround, introduced the world to the 3 laws of robotics,
Okay.
a set of rules designed to govern robot behavior and ensure they never harm humans.
Oh, so he was like predicting the future.
Absolutely.
I mean, those laws weren't just a cool plot device.
Yeah.
They actually sparked serious discussions about AI ethics decades later.
Yeah, his work really forced people to grapple with the philosophical implications of creating intelligent machines long before it was even technologically feasible.
Really?
Yeah,
That's amazing.
it's a testament to how science fiction can influence the direction of scientific progress.
So we've got Asimov planting this idea of intelligent machines in our heads.
Right.
But across the world, something a lot more
Concrete.
was taking shape.
Yeah.
During World War II, we have Alan Turing,
Alan Turing.
British mathematician. Uh-huh.
And he was hard at work cracking that infamous Enigma code
Oh, yeah.
used by the Nazis.
The Nazis, yeah.
And to do that,
Yeah.
he essentially built one of the first working computers,
Uh-huh.
that electromechanical bomb.
Yes.
This machine was pivotal to the war effort. I mean, deciphering enemy communications.
Absolutely.
But it also got Turing thinking about something much bigger.
Right?
Could machines think like humans?
That's the question, isn't it?
Yeah, and that question led him to develop the famous Turing test.
Exactly. In 1950, Turing proposed this test as a way to determine if a machine could exhibit intelligent behavior
Okay.
that was indistinguishable from a human.
Right.
The test is still debated today, but it remains a landmark in AI history.
So we've got Asimov kind of exploring the ethical dimensions through fiction,
Yeah.
and then we have Turing laying the groundwork for actually testing machine intelligence. It's incredible.
And it all comes to a head in 1956 at the Dartmouth Summer Research Project on Artificial Intelligence.
That's where the term artificial intelligence is officially coined,
Right.
marking the birth of AI as a field of study.
So this is what the article refers to as the AI spring, a period of tremendous optimism and groundbreaking ideas.
It's a fitting analogy. Think of it as the planting of the seeds.
Yeah.
But as with any garden, there are seasons of growth and seasons of dormancy.
Okay.
For AI, those seasons were the AI summer and the AI winter.
Okay, so the AI spring sets the stage, and then things start heating up with the AI summer.
Yep.
What happened during this period? Were they close to creating truly intelligent machines?
There was a lot of excitement and progress during this period, no doubt.
Okay.
One of the most notable creations was ELIZA,
Eliza.
a program developed in the mid-1960s.
Eliza, wasn't that the one that was like mimicking conversation or something?
Yeah, ELIZA was designed to simulate a Rogerian psychotherapist,
Okay.
engaging users in text-based conversations.
So like chatbot therapy.
Exactly.
Wow.
What's remarkable is that ELIZA was actually able to fool some people into thinking they were chatting with a real human.
I mean, that's the 1960s we're talking about here.
Right.
The early days of computing.
Yeah, it must have felt like true AI was just around the corner.
Yeah.
And that sense of optimism fueled what we now call the AI summer,
Okay.
a period of significant funding and rapid advancements.
So besides Eliza, what else was going on?
Sure.
I mean, they were tackling more than just chatbot therapy, right?
Oh, absolutely. Another key development was the General Problem Solver program,
Right.
a system designed to tackle logical puzzles and problems.
All right.
This program showcased the potential for machines to engage in complex reasoning and problem solving.
It sounds like these early successes were setting the stage for a true AI revolution.
There was a sense that human-level AI was within reach.
Wow.
Some experts even boldly predicted it would be achieved within a few years.
Okay.
But as we know, things didn't quite unfold that way.
Right. The AI winter. What
Uh-huh.
happened?
Well, both, actually.
Okay.
While those early AI systems were impressive,
Yeah.
their limitations soon became apparent.
Okay.
They were essentially what we call expert systems,
Okay.
incredibly good at following pre-programmed rules, but utterly incapable of learning or adapting to new situations.
So, like sophisticated calculators, good for specific tasks,
Right?
but lacking the
Flexibility.
flexibility and true intelligence.
True intelligence that researchers were striving for. As
Mm.
those limitations became clear,
Mm.
funding dried up, skepticism grew,
Yeah.
and the field entered a period of what we now call the AI winter.
So the AI summer, with all its optimism and breakthroughs,
Right.
gives way to the AI winter, a time of disillusionment and setbacks.
It sounds like a bit of a roller coaster ride for those early AI pioneers.
Yeah, it does.
It certainly was.
Yeah.
But as we'll see, those setbacks lay the groundwork for a new wave of thinking and innovation.
And that brings us to the AI fall, which is where things start to get really interesting.
This is where we begin to see the harvest from all that earlier effort.
Okay.
And it's also where our story begins to connect to the AI-powered world we live in today.
So we're in the AI fall now.
Right.
This is where we shift from the early days of AI to the breakthroughs that are shaping our world today, right?
Precisely. While those expert systems were hitting a wall, researchers were quietly exploring alternative approaches,
Okay.
inspired by the way the human brain learns.
Oh.
This led to the development of artificial neural networks,
I
complex systems that could process information in a way that mimicked the interconnected neurons in our brains.
So instead of relying on pre-programmed rules, these neural networks could actually learn from data and adapt to new situations.
Exactly. It was a radical departure from the rule-based approach of expert systems.
Okay.
And this shift in thinking led to what we know today as deep learning, the very technology that powers many of the AI applications we use every day.
Okay, so deep learning is the big game changer here.
Yeah.
But what exactly makes it so different?
Think of it this way. Imagine you want to teach a computer to recognize a cat in a photo.
Okay.
With an expert system, you'd have to write a set of rules that explicitly define what a cat looks like.
Right.
Pointed ears, whiskers, a tail, and so on.
Okay.
But with deep learning, you simply feed the neural network thousands of images of cats,
Okay.
and it learns to identify the patterns and features that distinguish a cat from, say, a dog or a bird.
So it's like teaching a child by showing them examples rather than giving them a textbook definition.
That's a great analogy.
Hmm.
And the beauty of deep learning is that it can handle incredibly complex patterns
Yeah.
and make subtle distinctions that would be nearly impossible to program manually.
That explains why we're seeing such a surge in AI applications today.
Right.
I mean, think about it. Facial recognition on our phones,
Yeah.
personalized recommendations on streaming services, self-driving cars.
Mhm.
It's all powered by deep learning.
It's truly remarkable how far we've come. And we're still in the early stages of exploring the potential of deep learning. It's like discovering a new continent. There's so much more to explore and understand.
Now, all this progress is exciting, but the article also raises some thought-provoking questions about the future of AI.
Yeah.
For example, how will AI impact the job market? Are robots really going to take over the world and leave us all unemployed?
That's a concern that often comes up in discussions about AI.
Right.
And it's understandable given the potential for AI to automate tasks that are currently performed by humans.
Yeah.
But it's important to remember that technological advancements have always disrupted the job market.
Right. Think about the Industrial Revolution and the automation of manufacturing.
Exactly.
It led to job displacement, but it also created new industries and opportunities.
Exactly. And AI is likely to follow a similar pattern.
Okay.
Some jobs will inevitably be displaced as AI systems become more capable,
Right.
but new jobs will also emerge, requiring new skills and expertise.
The article highlights that jobs requiring skills like creativity, critical thinking, complex problem solving, and emotional intelligence are likely to be in high demand.
Precisely. Those are the areas where humans still have a significant edge over AI.
Yeah.
It's not about humans versus machines, but rather about humans and machines working together in new and innovative ways.
So it's not just about retraining for specific technical skills.
Right.
It's also about developing uniquely human skills that are difficult for AI to replicate.
Exactly. The future of work in the age of AI is all about adapting, learning, and collaborating.
Now, beyond the job market, the article also delves into how AI is changing the way organizations make decisions.
This is an area where AI can have a significant impact, particularly when it comes to analyzing vast amounts of data and identifying patterns that might not be obvious to humans.
Can you give us an example of how this works in practice?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Imagine a financial institution using AI to analyze loan applications.
Okay.
The AI system can process mountains of data credit history income spending habits
Right.
to assess the risk of lending to a particular individual. And it can do this far more quickly and efficiently than a human analyst, potentially reducing bias and improving the accuracy of loan decisions.
So in this case, AI isn't replacing the human loan officer.
Right.
It's augmenting their capabilities and providing them with better insights to make more informed decisions.
Precisely. It's about using AI as a tool to enhance human decision-making,
Right.
not to replace it entirely.
That makes sense. But even with the best intentions, there's always the potential for misuse.
Uh-huh.
What are some of the challenges we face when it comes to ensuring that AI is used responsibly?
One of the biggest challenges is ensuring that AI systems are fair and unbiased.
Okay.
As we discussed earlier, AI systems are trained on data,
Right.
and if that data reflects existing biases in society, those biases can be amplified by the AI.
So it's not enough to simply develop powerful AI.
Right.
We also need to ensure it's ethical and unbiased.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that requires careful consideration of the data used to train AI systems, as well as ongoing monitoring and evaluation to identify and mitigate potential biases.
The article also mentions the need for transparency and explainability in AI systems.
Uh-huh.
Can you elaborate on that?
Of course. With many AI systems,
Yeah.
particularly those using deep learning,
Right.
it can be difficult to understand how they arrived at a particular decision.
Okay.
The process can be like a black box,
Yeah.
where we know the input and the output, but the steps in between are obscured.
So we might not always know why an AI system made a certain recommendation or prediction, even if it turns out to be accurate.
That's right. And this lack of transparency can raise concerns,
Yeah.
especially when AI is used in sensitive areas like healthcare or criminal justice.
Right.
Imagine an AI system recommending a particular medical treatment or making a parole decision.
Right.
If we don't understand how the AI arrived at its conclusion, it can be difficult to trust its judgment.
That makes perfect sense. It's like being given a prescription by a doctor without knowing the diagnosis or the reasoning behind it.
Yeah,
You'd want to understand the process, not just accept the outcome blindly.
exactly. Transparency and explainability are crucial for building trust in AI systems
Right.
and ensuring that they are used responsibly and ethically.
So it sounds like we're at a critical juncture in the development of AI.
Right.
We're seeing incredible advancements, but we're also grappling with important questions about how to ensure that AI is used for good and not for harm.
It's a pivotal moment, no doubt.
Yeah.
The choices we make today about how we develop and deploy AI will have profound implications for the future.
Okay, so we've covered like the whole history of AI
Yeah.
and where it is now, and we even touched on some of the challenges of making sure it's used responsibly.
Right.
But this article goes even further.
Mm-hmm.
It takes a look at the potential future of AI through what it calls
Oh, sure.
micro, meso, and macro perspectives.
Yeah.
What exactly do those terms mean?
It's basically a framework for thinking about the different levels at which AI will shape our world.
Okay.
So the micro perspective zooms in on the nuts and bolts of AI,
Okay.
like the algorithms themselves and how they're developed.
Okay.
The meso level examines the impact on specific sectors,
Okay.
like employment or healthcare.
Gotcha.
And the macro perspective takes the widest view,
Okay.
looking at the societal implications of AI as a whole.
Okay. I'm starting to see the big picture here.
Yeah.
So let's start small and work our way up.
Okay.
What are some of the key insights at the micro level, focusing on algorithms and the organizations that develop them?
Well, one of the key points the article raises is the need for some kind of oversight or regulation when it comes to AI development.
Mm-hmm.
Right now it's a bit of a wild west out there
Yeah.
with companies and researchers pushing the boundaries of what's possible without always considering the potential consequences.
Right. So it's not about stifling innovation,
No.
but rather about putting some guardrails in place to ensure that AI is developed responsibly.
Exactly. And the article suggests that instead of trying to regulate AI itself,
Okay.
which is constantly evolving,
Right.
we should focus on establishing standards for the training and testing of AI algorithms.
So like safety protocols for consumer products?
Exactly. You wouldn't want a new drug or a self-driving car released without rigorous testing, would you?
No, not at all.
So it's the same idea with AI.
We need to make sure those AI systems are thoroughly vetted before they're unleashed on the world.
Right.
Okay, so besides regulation, what are some of the other challenges at that micro level?
Another challenge the article highlights is what's often called the black box problem.
Yeah, we talked about that a bit earlier.
Exactly. With many AI systems, particularly those using deep learning,
Right.
it can be incredibly difficult to understand how they arrive at their conclusions.
So we might have these AI systems making decisions,
Yeah.
sometimes even like life-altering ones,
Yeah.
without fully understanding the reasoning behind those decisions.
That's the concern. And it raises some thorny questions about accountability and transparency.
Yeah.
If an AI system makes a mistake, who's responsible?
Right.
How do we even begin to investigate what went wrong if we don't understand how the system works?
Right. It sounds like we need to develop new tools and techniques
Yeah.
for peering into these black boxes and making that decision-making process more transparent.
Absolutely. Explainable AI is a growing field of research focusing on developing AI systems that can provide clear explanations for their decisions.
Okay, so we've got a glimpse into the micro level focusing on the algorithms themselves.
Yeah.
Now let's zoom out a bit and consider the meso perspective.
Okay.
How is AI likely to impact specific sectors like employment?
Well, as we touched upon earlier, there's a lot of discussion and some anxiety about the potential for AI to automate jobs and displace human workers.
Mm-hmm.
And while it's true that AI is capable of performing many tasks that are currently done by humans, it's important to remember that this is not a new phenomenon.
Right, technological advancements have always disrupted the job market.
Exactly. Think
Yeah.
about the printing press, the assembly line, or the personal computer.
Right.
Each of these innovations led to job displacement in certain sectors,
Yeah.
but they also created entirely new industries and opportunities.
So the question isn't whether AI will disrupt the job market.
Right.
It almost certainly will,
Yeah.
but rather how we adapt and prepare for those changes.
Precisely. The key is to focus on developing skills that are uniquely human
Okay.
and difficult for AI to replicate.
All right, it's like what?
Things like creativity, critical thinking,
Yeah.
complex problem solving, and emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
These will be in high demand in the age of AI.
So it's not about competing with machines,
Right.
but rather about finding ways to collaborate with them
Yeah.
and leverage their strengths to enhance our own capabilities.
That's the key takeaway. The
Mhm.
future of work in the age of AI is all about collaboration, adaptability, and lifelong learning.
All right, we've explored the micro and the meso levels.
Okay.
Now let's zoom out to the biggest picture of all the macro perspective.
Right.
What are the potential societal implications of AI?
This is where we start to think about the really big questions.
Okay.
How will AI shape our political systems, our economies, our cultures? It's still early days, but the article raises some fascinating and potentially unsettling possibilities.
For example, it talks about the potential use of AI for surveillance and social control.
Right.
I mean, we're already seeing examples of this in some parts of the world, with facial recognition technology being used to monitor citizens and enforce social norms.
It's a double-edged sword,
Yep.
as with many powerful technologies.
Yeah,
AI can be used to enhance security and efficiency,
right.
but it can also be used to erode privacy and individual freedoms.
The article also raises questions about the impact of AI on democracy.
Right.
Could AI-powered propaganda and misinformation campaigns undermine trust in democratic institutions?
Yeah.
Could AI be used to manipulate elections or control public opinion?
These are very real concerns. And it's crucial that we have open and honest discussions about these issues as AI becomes more integrated into our lives.
It sounds like the future of AI is not just about technological advancements,
Right.
but also about societal choices.
Exactly.
How do we want to use this powerful technology? What kind of future do we want to create?
Those are the questions we need to be asking ourselves right now.
Yeah.
The future of AI is not predetermined.
Mm-hmm.
It's up to us to shape it in a way that benefits all of humanity.
Well, we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive,
We have.
from the history of AI to its potential future impact on our world.
Yeah. It's a complex and rapidly evolving field, but one that's worth paying attention to.
As we wrap up, I'm left wondering about the very nature of intelligence. I mean, we've talked about machines mimicking human intelligence,
Right.
but what if AI evolves to a point where it surpasses human intelligence? What happens then? It's a question that's both fascinating and a little bit unsettling, isn't it?
It is indeed. It's a question that will likely occupy philosophers and scientists for generations to come.
Yeah.
And who knows, maybe AI itself will help us find the answers.